What is going on? I'm the Otaku, and with the end of 2022 coming pretty soon, thought it'd be a good idea to show the top 10 of what I think the best animes of the year were. This was a great year for anime, but first we can talk about 3 that were not necessarily a disappointment or that I didn't like. They were just not like amazing and as I thought they were going to be. But number 1 is Bastard. These aren't in any particular order, but 1 is Bastard. Part 1 and 2 came out on Netflix in the same year, this year. And while the animation of it is very crispy, the animation is very good. The story is just very bland and boring, and I'm not a fan of it. I actually don't know anybody that is a fan of it, but, you know, it's just very boring. 2 is Devil is a Part-Timer, Season 2. Season 1 came out in 2013, I think, and when I first saw it, I loved it. It was funny, great, you know, the story was cool, and then when this season came out, Season 2, something is just lacking. I don't know what it is. It's just not the same. I don't know. It's just lacking something. And number 3 would be Overlord, Season 4. Well, I didn't dislike it. I just disliked that you go from Season 3, you kill Gazov at the end of Season 3, and then Season 4, while I understand they're building up, I would assume, to Season 5 with the story, it was just very hard story-driven. You know, it was just very story-driven and no action. Not a lot of action. Like, yeah, he went and destroyed the whole town of Riestas, but, like, it still wasn't, like, you know, I expected more. Alright, now to the top 10. These aren't in any particular order on the first 6 aren't in any particular order on my phone. I just typed them out so I could remember them. But number 10 is Cyberpunk 2077. I enjoyed the story. The animation was great. I don't know if there's going to be another season or not, but I still enjoyed it. Number 9 is Kotaro Lives Alone. I forgot this actually came out this year, but it was a very nice slice of life, funny show where this little 5-year-old boy is basically a grown-ass man. And I hope Season 2, I hope they make another one because the manga's still ongoing. Number 8 is Rent-A-Girlfriend. And I don't know if you would say this is Season 2 or Part 2 of Season 1, but I'm glad they have that. I'm glad it came out and I enjoyed it. I just finished that before I recorded this. It was super funny and I cannot wait till Season 3 or Season 2, whatever you want to call it. Next is number 7 is Classroom of the Elite. Now, like Devil is a Part-Timer, this came out years ago. This one, although came out in 2017, I think, it still feels like Season 1, where Devil is a Part-Timer, just something to me feels different about it. This way, it feels like it just transitioned really well, even though it's been 5 years. You know, and Season 3 has already been confirmed for next year, I think, maybe. But number 6, this would be higher if they would have just finished the shit, which is Attack on Titan final season part 2. If they weren't like, LOL, JK, fuck you, we're gonna make another season or another, part. I would have put this higher because then it would have been done, And the number 5 is Skeleton Knight in Another World. And as much as I don't dislike isekais, I just think there's way too many of them. I still enjoyed Skeleton Knight, although I'm not saying it's like the best isekai to come out this year, but I enjoyed it, and there's not another one that I'm like, this is the shit. But so now for the rest, number 4 is Yoshimoya Pedal. And if you're like, what the fuck is Yoshimoya Pedal? It is, in my opinion, the best ever created sports anime. And I know people like Haiku and the new Blue Lock, which I was trying to leave these for one style of genre per thing. But Yoshimoya Pedal's new season came out like a couple weeks ago, and I watched episode 1 before recording this, and I love it already. I already knew, I just was like, I want to get the feel of it, and I cannot wait to see who wins the end of this race. But if you've never seen it, it's one that I recommend for everybody to watch. Even if you're not into sports, if you like intense shit, like the amount of intensity that's in this, because it's just a race and 2-3 people going at it in a biking race, amazing. So cannot wait till the end of the season to be done so I can watch it all at once. But number 3 is Chainsaw Man. I only seen one episode because it only has like 9 out as of this recording, so I don't like to watch week to week. And I mean, I just can't. It irritates the shit out of me to have to wait. But I see the hype. I see why everyone likes it. You know, even just watching one episode is bloody and gory, and the dude is a little chainsaw man. So, you know, he's fighting demons. So what that's what everybody likes. You know, number 2, Spy X Family. And the first part came out. I waited till it was done so I could see it all, but I kept seeing memes and the little girl's face with her little grin. And I was like, why is everyone so into this? I didn't think it would be like this great show. And then I watched it and was like, I see why. I see why everybody loves it. It's fucking funny as shit. The girl's funny as shit. The whole thing's funny as shit. So, you know, I enjoy it. And before we get to number 1, this is like a honorable mention, I guess you can say. But it's and I don't know if I'm saying it right, but the Therma Roma Nova, which is that bathhouse anime that came out earlier this year. And like I said, while it's not like it when put in my top 10, it's still something great to watch. I watched it in English, and only because I was doing other stuff, and you know, I don't speak Japanese, I can't read or write, and so I'm trying to watch stuff while I do other things. But I found it hilarious, especially when he would go to Japan when he'd fall in the bath or whatever, and he would pop out, get his idea, and go back, and then while he was making the stuff, he would be like, these flat faces they've got great ideas. And I'm just like, what? Who? I was like, I can't with it. It's so funny. I was just like, what is this? But also I liked at the end of the episodes, they would show that the author, how she, I assume it's a she, because I think that was the woman that was, she was, you know, how she got the idea to write each episode, you know, how she got the idea for each bathhouse episode or arc, if you will, in her manga. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then number 1, if you couldn't guess, number 1 is Bleach. Obviously. Without hesitation, it's Bleach. Waited 10 years for this season to come out, to finish it, and then I don't understand how people are surprised that Bleach is the number. Like, I look at these lists, and it's like, oh, you know, it's just random lists that I don't look at. They just pop up on my Facebook and stuff, but it's like, oh, Bleach is the number 1, and then I think it's like sometimes it's like Spy X Family and Blue Lock and blah, blah, blah. But there's people that are going to be like, I don't know why Bleach is number 1. I'm like, I don't understand how you don't understand how it's number 1. We waited 10 years for this season to come out. And people are like, you know, because I hear people that go, oh man, you know, the big 3 could never keep up with, you know, My Hero. It could never keep up with Demon Slayer. The story, the this, the that. And I'm like, yeah, Boruto's not. It's Naruto, but it's not. So when you have an actual big 3 come out and the animation looks amazing, looks the shit, and I've only watched 1 episode because I'm not saying I don't need to watch the rest to see that I would make it number 1. I wouldn't even need to watch the first episode to see that it's number 1. But amazing. And you know, animation's crispy. Fights, the one fight I saw, wouldn't even call it a fight, but you know, great. And then I've just been seeing, you know, the still shots of each episode, and it looks great. So, you know, number 1 of the year. Best series of the year. And so that is my top 10. Let me know what you think your favorite of the year is. Top 10, you can put the whole thing. Give me 1 anime that's your favorite series of the year. And then we'll be back for the top of 2023, because there's actually a lot of shit coming out in 2023 that I am excited for. Like, this year was a good year. Like, I would say this year was a great year for anime. I think next year is an even better year for anime. So, we will do that one next. Otaku out.